Hey now, what's up everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB, and I think it's fairly obvious why I'm here for this video. I'm here to talk about some more mid-season finales. Let's jump right into Arrow, because I have a lot to talk about with this episode. Season 4, Episode 9, entitled Dark Waters. The beginning of the episode, we see Oliver's campaign has him with a bunch of people who volunteer to help clean the city. Which, if you saw that area, it was pretty fucking dirty. Like, that city is trash. And I guess with all of the terrorist attacks and the random crimes that's been going on for the last couple years, can't be too surprised. It's going well until they get attacked. And I felt bad when they got attacked because there was kids there. And it seemed like innocent people were getting hurt, so that was fucked up. Clearly, Damien Dark was behind it, but like that little girl who was in awe of that drone that was shooting at them. Like, what the hell is wrong with her? Oliver had to grab her and bring her to the ground for safety. Like, why were you just standing there looking up? She's a kid, I know. Felicity's mom finds Oliver's ring. Just randomly, like, was it on the couch or the counter? She found it way too easily. I did not like that. It's almost like Oliver just left the fucking ring lying around in the living room. I don't get it. I don't get it. Maybe you could say that Felicity's mom is just the type of person to pick around, and so, like, she's more inclined to find it than Felicity actually was. Maybe. Then you see Oliver, I don't want to say he was so desperate, but he was almost playing chess, and he made a huge move first. He revealed Damien Dark's identity to the world, to the news, and he went for it. I was shocked. I was surprised that he did that. I was glad that he did that. Ultimately, it didn't seem like it did a whole lot, or that it impacted Dark all that much, besides pissing him off, because pissing him off, it did do that. And Felicity sees her mom with Lance, which I like how Lance was kind of being secretive about it, but it's like, dude, you're at a public party where all these people are, like Oliver, Felicity, and you're surprised that you got caught? But Felicity, who knows what's going to happen between them. Then Damien Dark crashes the party, and now that he's outed, he's using his powers. I mean, people knew that you were orchestrating these attacks and that you were running this organization Hive. Sure, that is all thanks to Oliver, but now you're letting people see that you have magic, mystical powers. That's your fault now, Dark. He shoves Oliver back, he kidnaps Felicity, Thea, and Diggle, and Oliver interrogating, I guess they're called ghosts. I don't remember them calling them that. Maybe they did and I just forgot. But that's what Damien Dark's men are called. And Oliver, just the montage of him beating guys down, beating them like fuck. He was Batman in this moment where he wanted information. Unfortunately, though, he couldn't get it, so maybe he wasn't Batman in that respect. Batman would have gotten the information that he wanted. Then the scene where Oliver's talking to Lance and Laurel, trying to figure out a plan. I love how Malcolm just sneaks into the cave. Again! We had a joke in the crossover where he did this, and Barry was like, really? Is this all he knows, how to enter a room? Well, I guess so, because not only has he broken into the cave again, but he even said, this is too easy to break into this fucking place. You need better security, Oliver. I'm not talking about Diggle. I'm talking about an actual, like, lock, secure system. Now, Oliver decides to give himself over to Dark. And I don't know if he was willing to die for them or if he just did this to find out where they were. Either way, it's Damien Dark. Even he said, fuck, I'm evil! Come on. So he tried to kill them anyways, all three of them. He had this glass container that filled up with gas and I guess kills people. It was weird because in the demonstration, that guy died almost instantly. When he went to gas these three people, they were just coughing and you know, like, In the commercial, when I just thought it was Felicity behind the glass, I thought, okay, this is the episode when she dies. Now that it was all three of them, I didn't really think that as much. I was more thinking, okay, how are they going to get out? Laurel, or Black Canary, shows up with her scream that, as some of you may know, I love so much. And Malcolm dressed as Green Arrow, which was awesome to see that. Even awesome that he was using the Arrow voice. Like, hearing that on somebody else was rather interesting. I like that he went after Dark. Dark is all too powerful, so, I mean, Malcolm was getting his ass kicked a little bit, but this is a great sort of bait and switch or alibi or whatever you want to say for Oliver not being Arrow. Dark has no reason to think that he's Arrow now that he's seeing these two in the same place at the same damn time. Laurel, she did, I will say this, she used her canary cry and it helped break the glass to break Felicity and everybody out of there. So, okay, fine. The one time where the canary cry kind of came in handy. And I say kind of because if her canary cry is strong enough to break whatever glass that is, I assumed it was bulletproof or something, maybe not, but it broke the glass. Yet, when they were surrounded by the inmates, she does the canary cry again, and one of the guys is like, "Is that all you got, really?" Like, your cry is useless. This canary cry, I swear Sarah Lance's canary cry was better. I don't know, it looks dumb and it doesn't really do anything besides, I guess, break random glass. Oh well. We get at Oliver's little speech, ceremony, whatever it was. He does propose to Felicity, and the whole time I'm kind of just sitting here freaking out, I will admit it, because I'm like, Felicity's going to get shot. Like, he's going to propose to her, she's going to be standing up, and he's on one knee, she's going to get shot in front of everybody and die. But, it didn't happen just then and there. They're in their limo, and they get surrounded, and I'm like, okay, here we go. We even see Dark with his, I think, wife and daughter. So he does have a family that he goes to, although I wonder what they thought of that whole, I don't know, him being outed on the news as a terrorist. And the limo gets completely shot up, and it was, funny is not the right word, it was interesting that their driver got shot up all the hell. They weren't getting shot, Oliver on top of Felicity protecting her, and then he's like, okay, we gotta get out of here. So he goes to the front seat to drive off. Oliver doesn't get shot though, and he's in the same position where the driver was. Where the driver got shot, Oliver doesn't get shot. I know, I'm nitpicking, I know. I'm mostly doing this because I was very upset when he did get away and he did open the back door and Felicity unfortunately was shot. Really bad too, it looks like she was shot multiple times. She was bleeding out of her mouth. It didn't look good. She looked fucking dead. I'm not gonna lie. I was upset. This confirmed all of my worst fears. When they first showed that future scene of the grave and Oliver in front of it, and we speculated on who could have died, my first thought was Felicity. This almost confirms that. Now, the preview did show her in the hospital. They're working on her. It didn't look good. And then they cut to the grave. So one would assume that Felicity is the one who dies, although I don't think they would have telegraphed it this hard. I think it has to be a bait and switch. Why would they show all of that and put that in our head that she's going to die? I think she doesn't die, they save her in the hospital, and then by the end of the next episode, which isn't until January, so I'm giving predictions for an episode that won't happen for a while, but I think by the end of the episode, somebody else will die, and that's not Felicity. I think. I hope. Anyways, I really liked the episode. I did. I hope it didn't sound like I was complaining, because I did very much like it. But now I want to talk about Supernatural. Unfortunately, I have not talked enough about Supernatural this season, because I was a little down on Season 10. I didn't hate it, a lot of complaints throughout it. This season, 100 times better. 100 times better. Even the standalone episodes with their own stories, I really enjoyed, especially the one where, I forget the name of it, but it was the episode that was in the car, their car's point of view, and it just, like, you never saw anything outside of the car. Just a lot of great character moments, great writing. Loved it. It totally reminded me why I love this show. So now you have the darkness going around killing not only this group of people, striking them down with lightning, which was pretty fucked up. She even later on goes to a church and kills everybody there, takes their souls. So she's taunting God, basically. She wants to hear from him. She wants answers, or she just wants to confront him face to face. And it's not until later on where she finally does, after she kills 3 angels, she finally does get some type of response from the heavens. I can only assume it's God. Maybe it's not. Who knows? I will say that her connection to Dean is interesting, but only interesting to a point because I don't understand it. I don't really understand the power she has over Dean or the connection that she's making Dean have to her. I don't understand it. I don't. I get why she feels indebted to Dean because she credits him for letting her loose, but I just don't get it. And the fact that he went to stab her with the knife and the knife shattered, was that their demon killing knife? Either way though, it got shattered, and there you go. Now Sam has been having visions of the cage and of Lucifer, which I thought was fascinating because not only did he think it was a sign from God, but the fact that this was something that was talked about in season 5, and we hadn't talked about it since. We never even saw what the cage looked like. Now we're seeing it. And so all of this I loved. I love seeing the actor that they brought back for Lucifer when Sam eventually did go to the cage and had that conversation with him. Before I get to there, I should mention that Crowley let them use Rowena to decode the book. I kind of thought, like, okay, we're doing the same exact thing that we did in the finale last season with Rowena decoding this, and because she turned on them and fucked them over, so who's to say she didn't do that again? Who's to say she didn't do it again when all of a sudden the fire and symbols wore off and Sam ended up in the cage with Lucifer? I did like the fact that Sam turned him down, because at first it looked like he was willing to do anything, and Lucifer wanted Sam's body, and Sam said no. I like that. But then when he was put in the cage, Lucifer admitted that it wasn't God giving him those visions. It was Lucifer himself. That really did surprise me. I wasn't expecting that. And it looked like maybe he was just going to take Sam's body. I mean, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, that he had to say yes to him for him to take his body. So it just ends with Sam being stuck in the cage with him. When it turned off, I said out loud, "Motherfucker!" And like, I was not happy. It was a good episode. I felt like it didn't give me enough for that ending. I was fascinated by the conversation with Lucifer and Sam and what was going to happen, and then it just cut me off. That was the point, to reel me in. But at this point, you're at season 11. You can do anything and you're going to keep me hooked. So I just wish they gave me a little bit more. Not a bad episode though. I still enjoyed it. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments below, what did you think of these 2 mid-season finales, or just one of them, if you're only watching one of them. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!